Jerome Pennington, RD3. Well, I was born in Whittier, California, and grew up in East Los Angeles. Went to high school, all through school in East Los Angeles. And during the Second World War, I remember there were a lot of things that come to mind occasionally. My dad served in the Navy. I had an uncle that served in the Coast Guard. I had an uncle that served also in the Navy, and another uncle that was in the Army. In fact, he served on Guadalcanal, and I guess there was a big battle there in the Second World War on Guadalcanal. My dad was in the Pacific, and in the Battle of Leyte Gulf in the Philippines. And as I remember, certain things about growing up during that period of time. As soon as my dad went in the military, people started showing up at our house. My grandparents came to move in with us, and just to make sure that we were okay, and a couple of aunts came and moved in with us. And so it was a pretty busy household for a while. And I specifically remember the blackout shades that we had on the windows, and we had to make sure that those were all pulled at night. And one time my dad came home from the ship. I think his ship had come into port for a few days, and he came home and he brought us real butter and real apples, which was a treat. And everybody was just very happy about that. Another thing I remember, which is kind of funny, I think, my aunts would make coffee, and since coffee was rationed or hard to get, after the coffee was made and the grounds dried out, they put the grounds in an iron skillet and roast them and use them again. So they got two run-throughs on the coffee. Well, the only thing that I remember that was that gasoline was rationed and tires were rationed, and I remember seeing ration books with the little stamps with a tank on it, a military tank. And other than that, I just, I remember a few things like the coffee and the butter and that kind of thing, but other than that, I don't recall a whole lot, because I think I was born in 1939, so I was about 6 or 7 years old when the war ended.